Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up. I always sign my emails. More organization means more time for crafting. And I would like to show you some of those resources that I provide. Almost all of these are free, and they will give you more time for crafting. The annual catalog just started, and I can show you the inside of the catalog. Yay! And I just love this catalog. I have a quick reference guide that will help you. This catalog already has an index with the stamps and an accessories index. This reference also gives you some of the item numbers and prices for US of some of your most used things. It has the pages for all the bundles. And so I think this will be very helpful for you. This is a free resource. I also have some catalog tabs. You can just print this out. I usually print them out on cardstock, and then I just cut them into sets of 2, put packing tape along this direction, and you can either cut them out with scissors or with your paper trimmer and fold them and adhere them to your pages of your catalog. You can also punch them out like so, and then just adhere them over. They already say the pages that you should adhere them to. I have what I call stamp case slips, and you can just print these on regular copy paper and then cut them out so that you have these little strips of paper. So this is for hand-penned petals. And I just open it up. Usually I just stick it in here. If you would like to add a little bit of adhesive, you can. This gives you the page number in the catalog. And then it also has the French and German, the recommended blocks, and anything it might coordinate with. For instance, this coordinates with pinned flowers dies. These are also color coordinated, so this shows the catalog and also the part of the catalog that you will find this in, artistic expressions. So I like to keep my stamps organized by alphabet, but if you like to keep them together in the category of stamps, you might keep them in artistic expressions. I usually go ahead and cut these all up and keep them in alphabetical order. Then whenever I buy a new stamp set, I just put that slip in there. I also have case inserts. These inserts go in just about anything you can fit in a stamp case. And so I usually cut it out. I print these out on copy paper as well. Cut along the top of the black, then cut along at the corner there. These should be about just a little bit over 7 inches and 5.5. Anything that can fit in a case, and these just barely fit, but they do. And I do reuse these cases, so some of these are pretty worn out, but you can buy more of these standard cases. And so then I can keep these on my shelf with all of my stamps and dies. For the 6x6 paper, and there's some embossing folders, I usually print these out on cardstock, but I find that the cardstock works better for just to give body to these. And then I score here at the edge. I looked and looked and looked for ways to store my 6x6. I finally ended up buying some of these heavy-duty bags. They're a little bit larger, so I just fold up the bottom and tape them. I also have some heavy-duty bags for 12 by 12. I had to buy these by the case, and so I do sell them. to make it convenient for you too. These kind of still show on the shelf. I also have a link on my website for these boxes that I bought that also fit. These are not as sturdy as I would like. It is beneficial to use the cardstock for these too. I keep my dies in these. Also, what I do is I photocopy the actual dies. I always use some color of paper, not white. I found if I copy them on white paper, these look a little too real. I buy the adhesive magnetic sheets. I'm trying this brand. They're a little bit thicker and a little bit stronger magnetic, so I like that. I just cut these to 7 inches and then 5 and 5. I adhere these into a case, and then I adhere the photocopied image on the magnet. So I have my new scalloped contours dies. One of those resources that I do sell is, I call them taggers. I started making taggers when we started selling all those layering circles dies and all those other shapes. We have so many of them that look so much the same. And so I started making these taggers to identify the dies that I use. I find them very helpful. Most of our stamp sets are printed in full-size sheets. So I might decide, for instance, to use the number 9 Hippo and Friends dies for this stamp set. I have the size of the die on here, the item number, how many are in the set. And I mention that because I will be making some taggers for this Scallop Contours dies set. So watch for those. I call these my large labels. I made them to fit an Avery label, but these labels just would not go through my printer without jamming things, and so I just print them on copy paper and adhere them onto my large bags usually. I started making these labels for the Designer Series paper before Stampin' Up! Was printing the colors on them, but again you have the item number, the page, and all kinds of things, also the French and German here. I have labels for just about everything. Stampin' Up! Does not put the name of the punch on the punches, and so this is the Elegant Tag punch. So you can print these out on Avery 5167. Do print these out on regular copy paper and double check that it fits yours. And I'll put that label right there, and I've labeled all my punches so that I know the name of it. I find these labels especially helpful for the embossing folders as well. But I have these labels for just about every product. And then I have lots of color tools. This is my Autocorrect Chart. Autocorrect is one of those things I love and I hate. I use Microsoft Word, and I can set up these very distinctive letter combinations in capital letters. So if I type BBLU all in caps, my computer changes that automatically to balmy blue. I've done that for all of the colors. I've also done it for adhesive of your choice, cardstock, Designer Series paper, multi-purpose glue, the Stamparatus, Stampin' Blends, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it really saves me a great deal of time when I'm printing up my directions. I also have the RGB codes, so I can match pretty closely the colors with the Stampin' Up! Colors, and these are the hex codes, just different languages for the different colors. This is my sponge dauber box. And so you can actually just fold this and cut it, and it will fit right here in the sponge Dauber box. This is from last year. And it's kind of a map. So if I want Mossy Meadow, I find Mossy Meadow here and match that. This box will have a color for all of the basic colors. I don't have one for the in colors, but Mossy Meadow would probably work very well for the Evening Evergreen since they're both dark green. And I do keep the sponge side down so the ink won't be on here, and I can just poke my finger in there and find what I want. We have the uninked Stampin' spots, and you can make your own Stampin' spots. I recommend that you print this out on cardstock 2 times so that you can have one for the lid and one for the inside, and match those up and just glue those onto your Stampin' spots. Stampin' Up! Has made these color coaches. They used to sell a color coach way a long time ago. These are the new in colors: Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, and Fresh Freesia. You can just cut those out and make your own color coach. At the beginning of the catalog, they have a picture of all of our different colors, kind of in spectrum order. I have done my best to match these colors in order, so I've got them in the same order. This is the spectrum order. I do have the color families here. And this gives me an opportunity to tell you about another one of my resources that I do sell, a cardstock sampler, and I have these arranged in the same color spectrum. These are the actual cardstock, and they all have the color name and the color family. It does come with the in colors that are current right now. If you have already bought one from me, you already have some of the older colors. You can buy an updater with the in colors. I also have a backdater for the last couple of years. Back to the color spectrum, I also have colors arranged by color family and then in alphabetical order. I have them arranged by color family and then in color spectrum. I have them in alphabetical order. I don't know how you like to keep your colors, but I've got it all available for you. This is also all the colors listed in the spectrum order, but I've got little check boxes. So if there are Stampin' blends in that color, there's a check box. There are designer series paper for all of our colors, so all of these are checked off. If there is a ribbon or trim in that color, there's a checkbox for that, or if there's any embellishments. I've also made a color wheel. This can help you decide about colors too. If you're using a monochrome, you might want to go just a wedge of this. Or if you want complementary colors, they are basically across the wheel from each other. And so I have the very pale colors out to the darker colors on the outside of this wheel. For designer series paper, I had a request for these labels, and they are 3 3/4 by 1 1/4, and they wanted large print. So if that works for you, that's available. I used these designer series paper labels for quite some time. I print them out on cardstock and then cut them out, punch a hole. When I get the designer series paper, I cut 2 by 3 pieces out so that these kind of work as dividers, and you can also see the names going that way. This is what I did last year. I have a square so that you can show each side of the paper of all of the designs. So this is my set from last year. I kept this on my desk, and you can see it's been a little bit worn out and has some little inky stains on it, but I found it very helpful to look at the different colors, and then I also had all the information on the back. A wonderful resource that I offer for a small fee is to share my Evernote notebook of current products. This is the updated version of Evernote. It is a free download, and it allows you to search for just the exact product that you would like. Whenever Note updated their app, it caused some problems. They have provided a legacy version, so you can actually run both the updated and the legacy version on your computer. I do recommend to do that. Get the updated version first, and then the legacy version. With this, you can search for all of your dies, or you can search for all of your stamps, or you can search for everything that comes with Evening Evergreen, one of the new in colors, or you can search for everything that is new in the 21 to 22 annual catalog. You can share my notebook for a nominal fee. Just check my website. I hope these resources will help you stay organized so that you have more time for crafting. I ordered a catalog for the customers that have purchased from me in the last year. If you did not get one, please let me know and I'll make sure and get one out to you. If you have not purchased from me in the past year, I do ask a $5 shipping, and then I give you a $5 coupon that's good on the first order that you order directly through me. If you have any questions or need any help, just let me know. I'd love to be your demonstrator. Here's the address of my website where you'll find links to all of these resources. Also on my website, you can click Home near the top of the page to find lots of resources. Under Shop, you can find the products I offer to make crafting more convenient, how to get free products with my frequent shopper rewards, and a link to my online store at Stampin'. Click Inspiration to scroll all my projects back to 2011, most with detailed directions and videos. Though the products in those older projects have been retired, you may find techniques, layouts, and color combinations to inspire you today. If you're new to stamping, you might want to take a look at the basics. You'll find out how to cut card bases and layers, and what's special about Stampin' Up, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find tons of free resources such as catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, color tools, and much more. You can take a tour of my craft wall. More organization means more time for crafting. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. The team is made of crafters who want to save money on the products they buy, share with a few friends, or grow a business like mine. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on YouTube. Talk to you soon. Bye.